Accomplished actor and stand-up comedian Kevin Hart puts on a masterclass in searing emotional vulnerability in fatherhood. Hart plays Matt, a successful businessman whose picture-perfect life is shattered when his wife dies after giving birth to their first child. Although Matt is completely unprepared to go it alone as a single parent, he decides to step up for the sake of his daughter and experiences all the highs and lows of parenthood.
You know, Maddie, if you could have only one parent, I wish you could have had your mom. Because she would have been better at it.
His performance is full of tenderness, self-reflection, and outright despair. It shows just how well Hart can tug on our heartstrings. Hart's ability to transcend his already impressive status as an all-star comedic talent makes his fatherhood performance truly unforgettable. It also catapults Hart onto an impressive list. Some of the best comedic minds in history have crossed the threshold into searing dramatic roles. Here's a look at some of the other times well-known comedy actors managed to surprise us with their more serious sides. Adam Sandler is one of the most prolific comedy actors of all time. After a stint as an all-star cast member of Saturday Night Live, Sandler became an instant A-lister thanks to leading roles in Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison, and went on to keep the hits coming for decades. He's still making audiences laugh with his recent films like The Ridiculous Six, The Do-Over, Sandy Wexler, The Week Of, Murder Mystery, and Hubie Halloween. Along the way, though, Sandler has also impressed critics with his more dramatic roles. As a serious actor, Sandler first turned heads with his stirring turn as anxiety-riddled Barry Egan in Paul Thomas Anderson's Punch Drunk Love. Sandler brought an understated depth to the character, infusing Egan with quiet desperation that could in any second give way to bursts of explosive, uncomfortable aggression.
What's your name, sir? Answer me!
What's your name, asshole?
I'm Barry Egan!
The performance netted Sandler a Golden Globe nomination and an all-new level of respect from the critical crowd. Sandler continued to blend humor with Hart in Noah Baumbach's The Meyerowitz Stories, and he really blew folks away with his work in the Safdie brothers' Uncut Gems. Sandler wears the character of Howard Ratner like a second skin, owning the frenzied mannerisms of an ambitious jeweler who hopes to make a big score to stave off dangerous debt collectors.
I have every intention of paying you back. I'm broke right now.
You broke? What's that one?
Look at that.
Do you remember that?
Look at it. That is money. That's not mine that I sent to you because I wanted to calm you down.
Sandler's performance in the film is absolutely chaotic and electric, and assured his status as a multifaceted screen talent forevermore. Generations of fans have fallen in love with Jennifer Aniston thanks to her work in both comedies and romantic films. Aniston became a household name, of course, thanks to her breakout role as Rachel Green on Friends. And she took her signature relatable girl-next-door comedy style to the movies with her work in films like Picture Perfect and Along Came Polly.
Hey! What are you doing? That's Goose Down.
I'm liberating you.
Aniston really sold her skills as a dramatic actress, though, with her celebrated performance in the 2014 film Cake, in which she appears as Claire Bennett, a caustic woman who suffers chronic pain and depression after suffering an unthinkable tragedy. Aniston's performance in the film is raw and completely sensational, and proved once again the breadth of her talent. Ever since his early days in stand-up and sketch comedy, Jim Carrey has been a performer like no other. With films like The Mask, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, Dumb and Dumber, and Bruce Almighty, Carrey has proven himself again and again to be a singular screen presence, with no limits to how well he can sell absurdist comedy.
I'm gonna execute a button hook pattern super slow-mo.
And yet, Carrey has also impressed audiences with stellar work in a few dramas. In The Truman Show, for example, Carrey managed to blend his physical comedy gifts with a resonant, heartfelt, and genuine performance. Similarly, he delivered a touching and eerily accurate portrayal of the enigmatic Andy Kaufman in the biopic Man on the Moon. Both performances earned Carrey Golden Globes. Carrey's most arresting dramatic turn, though, came in the 2004 sci-fi drama Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Carrey plays a man in a relationship so broken that both halves of the couple undergo an experimental procedure that erases their memories of one another. Carrey's Joel Barish, however, has second thoughts after the procedure is already underway, and the movie follows his mental journey as he tries to hide memories of his love in the corners of his mind.
Got it.
Tangerine! Oh, God. Come on, we gotta go. Go on. Go.
Not only is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind incredibly original and bittersweet, but Carey's performance is riveting. His larger-than-life persona melts away, revealing a restrained, self-conscious man, too lost in his own thoughts to fully embrace life. Eddie Murphy exploded onto the scene in the 80s, dominating the comedy box office with movies like 48 Hours, Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, and Coming to America. On top of his staggering comedic success, Murphy can also slip seamlessly into dramatic roles. In the 2006 cinematic adaptation of Dreamgirls, Murphy gained critical acclaim and an Oscar nomination for his take on troubled soul singer James Thunder Early. Murphy recently reminded audiences of just how versatile he is, with his performances in Mr. Church and Dolomite Is My Name. While audiences may have been surprised to see Murphy deliver so well during his earliest dramatic roles, the world now knows there's simply nothing he can't do.
It's comedy, and it's sexy, and it's action. It's a total entertainment experience.
2020 might have been a bust for many of us, but at least Borat star Sacha Baron Cohen had a good year. Not only did the comedian leave us all in stitches with a surprise Borat sequel, but he also amazed audiences with his gripping portrayal of Abby Hoffman in Aaron Sorkin's The Trial of the Chicago 7.
What are you wearing?
It's an homage to you, Your Honor.
Do you have clothes underneath it?
Yes. Hold on. Yes.
The biographical film centers on the titular group of anti-Vietnam War protesters who participated in an uprising at the 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago and were subsequently charged with conspiracy and other crimes, resulting in a trial that captivated the nation. Cohen plays Hoffman perfectly as a silver-tongued wordsmith who champions the cause not with blind zealotry, but with a shrewd understanding of the issues. Even though Cohen had already proven his ability to take on serious roles in Les Miserables and The Spy, his depiction of the revolutionary marked his most celebrated dramatic effort to date, notching him nominations for an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and more.
We're not going to jail because of what we did. We're going to jail because of who we are. Think about that the next time you shrug off Cultural Revolution.
We define winning differently, you and I.
Whether you've been a fan of Melissa McCarthy since her days as Sookie St. James on Gilmore Girls, or if you came to know her thanks to her laugh-out-loud performances in more recent projects like Bridesmaids, Spy, and Thunder Force, you already know that she is a commanding comic presence in any project she tackles.
Do not throw that bus! I can't hear you because I'm literally throwing a bus!
McCarthy's aptitude for physical comedy is legendary, so it was doubly surprising when she reined all that in for her quiet, studied performance in 2018's Can You Ever Forgive Me? McCarthy plays struggling biographer Lee Israel, who turns to a life of forgery after her book sales plummet. Not only does McCarthy truly own the character's desperation, but she also brings an elegant sensibility to the screen. McCarthy might have broken out with a riotous role in Bridesmaids. She even earned an Oscar nomination for it, but the critics were so stunned by her revelatory work in Can You Ever Forgive Me that the Academy gave her a second nod. Sheldon Cooper of The Big Bang Theory is such an icon that it may be hard to see Jim Parsons' face without thinking of the word bazinga. But while Parsons is a master of making us laugh, he's proved time and time again that he can make us feel as well. After impressing in projects like The Normal Heart and Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil and Vile, Parsons starred as Michael in the 2020 adaptation of the stage play The Boys in the Band, playing a man who, alongside his friends and estranged associates, explores what it meant to be gay in late 60s New York. Parsons imbues his character with a thinly veiled bitterness that gradually comes into the light over the course of the film. It's a masterclass in subtle emotion, miles away from his Big Bang Theory persona.
It's like watching an accident on a highway. You can't look at it, and you can't look away.
It's clear that as successful as he already is, Parsons is an actor whose best roles may still be ahead of him. Another sitcom legend who has flexed his dramatic muscle with great success is Ray Romano. Romano might have become a household name because of his eponymous family sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond. But in Martin Scorsese's The Irishman, his character is no laughing matter. Romano starred in the gangster epic as Bill Buffalino, a union lawyer with loose morals who defends crooked Teamsters leader Jimmy Hoffa and helps Robert De Niro's Frank Sheeran get an in with his cousin's crime family.
You know, I don't care whether you did it or not. that makes no difference to me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm here to defend you. Right?
Right. What do you want to know? You want to know if I did it or not?
Romano has also been a reliable dramatic presence in films like The Big Sick and Paddleton. But his performance in The Irishman is particularly poised and sharp, showing that Romano doesn't even need to crack a smile to steal a scene.
Your Honor, this is an example of a personal vendetta against my client, against his family by a frustrated Justice Department and the Attorney General, Robert Kennedy.
Like a lot of comedy stars, Richard Pryor got his start performing stand-up before making his way to Hollywood. The late great comic soon became known for his sharp-as-a-tack comedic delivery and writing. However, while Pryor is best known for his energetic screen humor, especially during his frequent collaborations with Gene Wilder, he also wowed the crowds with a dramatic turn in Paul Schrader's 1978 crime drama Blue Collar. While Pryor still got to use some of his signature comedy stylings in the film, he also proved that he was a dramatic powerhouse. Even though Pryor stuck mostly to comedies for the rest of his career, after Blue Collar, no one ever doubted his ability to do drama. Kevin Hart is one of the most reliable names in comedy. After working the stand-up circuit, Hart became a marquee name with comedies like Ride Along, Central Intelligence, and the Jumanji series. And even with nearly 100 screen credits, he still somehow finds time to rock the stand-up stage. As such, even before fatherhood, Hart had already established himself as one of Tinseltown's premier talents. Now, audiences get to see an all-new side of him. As Matt, Hart takes the unexpected challenge of playing a father raising a child alone as a chance to show just how much he can do. In Fatherhood, Hart's character soon finds that there's more to being a dad than sheer determination. Between the scenes showing Mike experiencing the unthinkable and those in which he has to make some truly tough choices, Hart's ability to reach deep and convey so much emotional truth through his performance makes this a role and a movie that audiences won't soon forget.
I just want to do what your mom would have wanted me to do. 2 kisses. One for mommy. Me.
Thanks for watching. Click the links in our video to watch more from Netflix Film Club. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.